Hey guys, I recently graduated, but I'm going to tell you the story how I almost ruined my graduation. So this story started the day before graduation where I had my hair cut. My hair looked like I didn't shower for a few weeks and I was like, I can't have this appearance in graduation. People will think I'm homeless. So I needed a haircut to be somewhat presentable for the ceremony. Now the thing is, I went to a Turkish barber to have my hair cut. Generally speaking, the Turkish barbers are usually awful. Controversial take. And I was like, what could go wrong? Turns out everything went wrong. So pretty much I asked the barber, can I get a mid fade, a short haircut on top and style it forward, and that's basically it. Now throughout me having a haircut, the barber was constantly checking on his phone to see if anyone snapped him. Every 5 minutes he would pause the haircut, he would check on his phone, then reply to text or whatever, then go back to cutting my hair. And he would do that constantly and it just irritated me so much. And I was like, bro, just cut my hair and text whoever you're texting afterwards. Anyways, he screwed up my side of my haircut. He made the fade a bit too high, as well as cutting my hair way too short. In the end, I looked like Sid from Toy Story. Anyways, fast forward the day of the graduation. I got my suit ready, and I can't lie, I'm looking fly. Besides the haircut, but who cares? Anyways, when I got to the uni, I got super nervous. I was like, what if anything goes wrong? Like, what if I attend the ceremony late? Anyways, this is my mom and dad. They came with me. I got my coat and mortarboard ready. I don't know if I pronounced it right or wrong, but whenever I walked around on campus with that thing on my head, it felt like the thing was gonna fall out because the head shape of the hat was just too big for me, despite it being the smallest option. But luckily, throughout that day, the hat didn't fall off. I fell off. Both my views and how I'm going to feel mentally throughout the day. Anyways, 2 hours before graduation, my mom decides we need to get a professional photo to put in the living room and flex to our family members and friends. The queue was only 2 rows deep, and I was like, it shouldn't take that long to take a couple photos, right? We had 2 hours in spare, so we might as well kill the time during this queue. But oh boy, that was a mistake. So for starters, the queue was taking ages, and I looked at the student that were taking their photos and noticed they took like around 10 minutes to finish their photo shoot. And I was doing the maths in my head like, I don't think we will be able to take a photo on time before the ceremony. The amount of students in this queue was ridiculous, and so my instincts kick in and I start panicking. The time was 3 o'clock and I'm like to my parents, I think we should line up after the ceremony, to which my parents replied with,
We got time, son. Don't worry.
and I was like, okay. Then 30 minutes goes past. Now it's 3:30 right now, and we barely moved up in the queue. The ceremony starts at like 4:30, and at this pace, I'm going to attend my graduation late. So I turn and look to my parents and say again, should we leave this queue and come back later? And they were like,
We made it this far. Why not just wait?
And they had the most emotionless attitude. It felt like talking to a nonchalant dreadhead. Then 10 minutes later, they start panicking. They're like, what do we do? My mom says we should leave, but my dad says we should stay. And it went back and forth until their opinions just switched up. So my mom says we should stay in this queue, but then my dad says we should leave this queue and come back later. And I'm in the background still stressing. This is meant to be my big day, but this could be the worst day of my life. I was meant to meet a couple of friends before the ceremony, but I'm stuck in this queue and I couldn't really do anything about it. Some friends were outside of the photo shoot just waiting for me, expecting that I'll come in like 10 minutes. But yeah, I did miss the opportunity to meet some for the final time before we part ways. And I can't lie, in the queue I was low-key gutted about that. Anyways, time is passing by, parents are arguing, I'm stressing, but we're closer at the front of the queue. The time is basically 4:15 and we're now in the front of the queue. So at this point, I explained to the photographer about my situation. I basically said my graduation starts at 4:30, so can we take this photo ASAP? And the guy looked at me, he's like, you're not meant to be here. You're meant to be at graduation hall 20 minutes ago. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I've been stuck in this line for basically 2 hours. Just please, can I quickly take a photo? Okay, we'll try and do it in 5 minutes. So I go over to the photo shoot area, quickly take my photos, both myself and my parents included. And overall, that took 5 minutes. So now the time is 4:25 and the photographer lets me out of the building instantly, whilst my parents were still in the photo booth area picking the photos. Anyway, I start sprinting. I'm there panicking and I'm running to the building that the graduation graduation is taking place. The building was in the center of the map, so it would take me an estimated 6 minutes to get there. So I knew I was going to be late for the graduation, but I still had hope in me to make it not too awkward. Anyways, the time is 4:31 and I finally made it outside of the graduation building. However, there was an issue. I didn't know where the entry was at, so I can't know I was too awkward, so I started circling around the building for a minute until one of the staff members noticed me and was like,
Are you meant to be here?
and I was like, I'm so sorry, I was meant to be here like 8 minutes ago. Can I at least get me in? I showed her my graduation tickets, prove it was me, and she finally let me in. Also, I saw my parents behind. They were also stressing as well. But yeah, it was too late. The live music started playing. I was like, uh-oh, I'm about to make a scene. So I try and find my seat number, and she's guiding me to my seat. She's like,
Okay, so it should be around row F10.
alright, so do I go through here? She's gone. So I try and find the seat number F10 and found out that it's already been taken. Someone has already taken my seat. It's game over already. Like, where do I go next? So to make it less awkward, I just went to the far left seat because it was free. So I'm sitting down, trying to calm myself down. I'm having a panic attack. It wasn't looking good. Now the mentor was saying on stage a bunch of important stuff, and I couldn't really listen what he was saying because I was shaking the whole time. And you think the story of bad events stops there, but it doesn't. Anyways, the scene plan was specific for what you graduated in and what level your study was. So for example, the first 3 rows were master graduates, the middle left 3 rows were also master graduates, and then the rest was bachelor graduates. Guess where I was placed at? Yeah, that's right, with the master students. I was sat in the middle left row with the master graduates. Anyways, I knew it was a mistake. When they told our row to stand up, I hesitated to stand up, and one of the organizers were like, just stand up. And I told him my situation, and he's like, just stand up anyway and go on stage. So I wait in line for me to walk up in stage, and whilst I'm waiting, I'm thinking of the worst situation in my head. Like, what if I fall on stage? But luckily that didn't happen. I walked on stage like a normal person, shook his hand and left. And honestly, it was kind of vibes after that. Like, at least I got my certificate. I got the award that I wanted in the end. All the friends we made along the way. And that's what matters the most. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I know it's a different video compared to my other videos on this channel, but I wanted to switch it up. I'll probably make more story time videos like this on my channel, but once every few months. So yeah, thank you for watching again, and see ya.